Greetings, Space Cadets. I'm the Lonely Spaceman, and today I'm with Sam Krieger
Yep.
from A Basket of Mammoths. Now, I have to make sure I get that right. So it is A Basket of Mammoths, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a basket of mammoths. Yeah.
Not a basket full of mammoths, not a mammoth.
We've been called a bucket of mammoths, a basket full of mammoths. We're just a basket of mammoths.
Your sound in particular, I do really love it. So you've got a heavily blues influence on your new music as well, which is quite obvious. And you yourself are a very dedicated guitar player, and obviously I'm a guitar player as well. So the stuff you do on stage is amazing. Where do you draw your influences from?
First of all, I said thanks, man, because it's a pretty good compliment. Well, I've always when I play riffs, I've always kind of listened to, I love Soundgarden. That was and Rage Against the Machine. They were like the first sort of rock bands I was listening to.
He's grunge, kind of real.
I was like trying to do that, create eerie sounding. The solos, I've always just been like listening to the blues and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix and just all that sort of stuff, like Albert King. Not necessarily, like, some of them technical greats, some of them not technical greats, like Kim Thale from Soundgarden, just stuff where it was just like, it was just balls to the wall. You don't need to be the greatest guitar player in the world, you just have to play with feeling.
Yeah.
And so I just try to do that.
How do you see the Melbourne music scene? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it work to a certain point? How do you see it so far?
Well, for me it was like, when I got out of school, the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get a bass player and a singer for my own band. It took me 3 months and eventually I got a bass player and I just gave up and started singing. And the grunge scene was not really, like, there was a couple of cool acts like, Violent Soho, they're still like absolutely killer, but all these sort of local sort of dudes not really sort of getting a lot of people to shows and wasn't sort of working. And I just kind of felt like, the scene's dying. And then I just started this. I started getting to a bit of, like, because I've loved Kaius my whole life. And ever since I first heard them, like, they're just so amazing. Listen to Kaius all the time. Basically I got into more bands like that, like Sleep and sort of stuff, and some of the sort of really sort of stoner stuff, and the Dead Meadow, and just all that sort of psychedelic sort of stoner stuff that's really heavily influenced by the 70s. And when I got into it, I just went out and I saw all these local shows, and I saw like Redcoats, I saw Child, saw Horse Hunter, I saw Two-Headed Dog as well, I saw them at a gig, saw The Underhanded, saw all of these like just sweet local bands just playing all the time, and I'm like, actually that's a pretty cool scene here. And then when you go and see them, like Riff Fest is another one just off the top of my head, like when you go see these guys play, you're like, that's really cool, and they talk to you afterwards, and then you go to someone else's gig, or if you go see an international support, I always see the same dudes at every gig, and it's awesome. It's actually a scene. Like in the grunge thing, it was like 5 people in a venue, whereas now it's like 30 minimum, and then if it's an international show, everyone in the scene goes out and sees the same dudes, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's weird for me, because like the scene, I keep getting told that the scene is dying, like with venues closing down, and it's terrible. Like, I hate reading about it, but for me it's almost like it's just opening up in a way, because I
guess when something goes down, it's like there's only one other place left to go is back up. And you're right, there are some amazing things. You do see the same people. You do see King of the North a lot around. And you can't miss the guy from Red Bull because he's... you're 6 foot. I'm 6'2". You're 6'3". He must be 6 foot what? 8 or something like that. He's huge.
To put it in perspective, like, I feel weird when I talk to someone who's taller than me.
Yeah.
And when I talk to him, I'm actually just looking like that.
Yeah, and he's a big unit as well.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's one thing I should mention as well. First up, the band's got me, Sam Krieger, Lachlan Mill on bass, and Alex Minich on the drums. But we also have a 4th member. It's like when you're saying we have to sort of get a sound engineer and sort of stuff like that. And it's like when you're a crap sound engineer, it doesn't go well. It doesn't matter how good you play, or if it's just crap view on stage and you feel like it sounds like crap, it might sound really good out there, but you just don't get the vibe and you won't play as well. We got a really good dude that does sound for us all the time. His name, I will mention him because every time I do an interview or something and I mention him, he pretty much just comes in his pants. His name is Sam Holt, and he's going to love that introduction.
Big things coming. You guys, if you keep applying yourselves and should and do very well. Like I said, the people who come in and do these interviews are the people who are working hard, who are actually working hard, recording their music, getting out there. They understand the Melbourne music scene. They're part of it. And like you've heard a lot of local music bands mentioned here, and that's pretty much what it's all about, not just mentioning, you know, the big wigs overseas. So it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming in. You're going to sing a couple of songs.
Yeah, man.
And we'll introduce them in a minute, and that'll be pretty good. Thanks so much for coming on.
Cheers, man.
Lonely Spaceman out. Have a good one.
G'day, I'm Sam Krieger, the lead guitarist and one of the singers from A Basket of Mammoths. This song's called Way I'll Find Somehow, and I hope you enjoy it. I don't know how. Change. I need it now. Whoa. I'll take my turn. Song. I hope I learn. Whoa, whoa, no. Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, I lost my friends. Whoa, no. Abandoned fun. No, there's only one. Hindsight's a bitch. I can't scratch it out. She gave me this dance. And I worship the words. Whoa, whoa, no. Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, I lost my friends. Whoa, no. Whoa. Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, I lost my friends. Oh no. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!